The science fiction world of Star Trek, created by Gene Roddenberry, followed the crew of the Federation starship Enterprise, traveling across the galaxy to meet new and exciting life forms on distant planets. The original 80 episodes aired from 1966 to 1969, and it now has a cult following with fans all over the world. Sadly, over the decades, we have lost many of the beloved actors and actresses that made the show so special.
Space, the final frontier. To boldly go where no man has gone before.
Jeffrey Hunter is known for his 1965 role as Captain Christopher Pike in the original pilot episode of Star Trek. Hunter wanted to focus on making movies, so he declined the offer to return when NBC decided to make a new pilot episode. Unfortunately, in 1969, he suffered an intracranial hemorrhage after a fall while he was walking downstairs at his home in Van Nuys, California. He was taken to the hospital where he underwent brain surgery, but died the following morning at the age of 42. Roger Carmel played the conniving character of Harry Mudd in 2 episodes of Star Trek during the first and second season. Carmel was found dead in his Hollywood apartment in 1986, and his death certificate listed hypertrophic cardiomyopathy as the cause. He was 54 years old. Susan Oliver played Vina, the love interest of Captain Pike, in the original pilot episode called The Cage. She also later appeared as the Green Girl in a 2-part episode of the first season. The shots were originally filmed as a dream sequence for the pilot and was reused in the 2-parter. Oliver was diagnosed with colorectal cancer that later metastasized to her lungs. She died in 1990 at the age of 58. John Hoyt played Dr. Philip Boyce, the USS Enterprise's very first doctor, in 3 episodes in 1966. In 1991, Hoyt died from lung cancer in Santa Cruz, California, at the age of 85. Gene Roddenberry was the creator of Star Trek. He also served as a screenwriter and producer on the show. In 1991, Roddenberry went to his doctor's office struggling to breathe. While there, he suffered cardiac arrest. CPR was attempted and paramedics took him across the road to the Santa Monica Medical Center, where he was pronounced dead at the age of 70. Mark Lenard is most well known for playing Sarek, father of Spock. He continued the role into the feature films that followed. In 1996, Lenard died from multiple myeloma in New York City at the age of 72. DeForest Kelley played Dr. Leonard Bones McCoy in 76 episodes of the original series, from 1966 to 1969. He was also in all of the motion pictures that continued the story. Kelly was diagnosed with stomach cancer in 1997 and died in 1999 at the age of 79. James Doohan is best known for playing Montgomery Scott, who was responsible for transporting Kirk and others on and off the ship. "Beam me up, Scotty" is the misquoted phrase most often remembered from the series. Doohan died at his home in Redmond, Washington in 2005 due to complications from pulmonary fibrosis at the age of 85. Jane Wyatt played Amanda Grayson, the human mother of Spock, in 1 episode of Star Trek. Wyatt died in 2006 at her home in Bel Air, California, at the age of 96. Majel Barrett was best known for her role as Nurse Christine Chapel on Star Trek. She also married Star Trek creator Gene Roddenberry in 1969 and was referred to as the First Lady of Star Trek. Barrett died at her home in Bel Air, California in 2008 from leukemia at the age of 76. Ricardo Montalban played the antagonistic Khan in 1 episode of Star Trek in 1967, and later reprised the role in the 1982 film Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. Montalban died in 2009 from congestive heart failure at his home in Los Angeles. He was 88. Charles Napier played the musically inclined space hippie Adam on the episode titled The Way to Eden in the third season in 1969. Napier died in 2011 in Bakersfield, California, after collapsing at the age of 75. Peter Duryea played Lieutenant Jose Tyler in the original pilot episode, and most of his scenes were later reused in the two-part episode The Menagerie. Duryea died in 2013 at his home at the age of 73 from an undisclosed illness. Leonard Nimoy was best known for playing Spock for almost 50 years. He was in all 80 original episodes of Star Trek and in all of the feature films. In 2015, Nimoy fell into a coma and died from complications of COPD at his home in Los Angeles at the age of 83. Grace Lee Whitney played Janice Rand on 8 episodes of the first season of Star Trek. Whitney died in 2015 from natural causes at her home in California at the age of 85. John Winston is best known for playing Lieutenant Kyle on Star Trek. He was also in Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan in 1982. Winston died in 2019 at the age of 91. Eddie Paskey was best known for playing Lieutenant Leslie in 60 episodes of the first 2 seasons of Star Trek. Headaches from the set lighting led him to leave the show in the 3rd season. Paskey died in 2021 at the age of 81. Laurel Goodwin played Yeoman J.M. Colt in the Star Trek pilot episode The Cage. Scenes from this episode were later used in the 2-part episode The Menagerie. Goodwin died in 2022 in Cathedral City, California, at the age of 79. Nichelle Nichols is best known for playing Lieutenant Uhura in 68 episodes of the original series. She was a trailblazer for black actresses on television and was an inspiration for female astronauts with NASA. In 2022, Nichols died from heart failure in Silver City, New Mexico. She was 89 years old. Let me know in the comments if I missed anyone, and please consider subscribing and sharing Recollection Road Entertainment with someone you know. As always, thank you so much for watching.